welcome back to Math with Miss Sheehan. Why don't you grab your Learn book? We are going to be on page 207 today. We're going to be talking a little bit more about money. And right now we're going to be really working with the arrow way. So if you remember that, that's going to be a strategy we are going to be using today. So look at number 1. I will read it to you. It says, Jeremy had 80 cents. How much more money does he need to get to $1? So remember, $1, how many cents is that? 100, right? So the arrow way, you start with what you have, so it will be 80 cents, and you just do a little box around it, okay? And then you do an arrow, and you're going to be adding with ones or tens. And so here, to get us to 100 cents, is kind of easy to count by tens, right? So we have 80, we'd say 90, 100. That's 2 tens, which is 20, right? So above that, we are going to add our 20, just like that. And that gives us our answer. We know we added 20 cents more to get to 100. So our answer for number 1 is going to be 20 cents. Great work. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2 says, Abby bought a banana for 35 cents. She gave the cashier $1. How much change did she receive? So change is the money that you get back. So if you give somebody too much money, they need to give you back some coins. Otherwise, that doesn't make any sense, right? It's not fair. So she has 35 cents. So we're going to write 35 and put a little box around it. We want to get all the way up to 100. So the first thing I always do is I always add to get to the next 10. So 35 to the next 10 is 40, right? So how many ones did I have to add? So 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, right? So we added 5. So on our arrow way, we start with 35. We make an arrow, we added 5 to get us to 40. Okay, now we can count really easy by tens here. We can say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many tens did I do? 6, right? 60. So my next arrow is going to say plus 60, and that would get me to 100 cents. So you look down below, or up above, and you think, what did I add together to get me to 100? And as you can see, we added 60 and 5, and that's going to be our answer, 65 cents. Okay? All right, number 3, it's talking about Joseph, and it says Joseph spent 75 cents of his dollar at the arcade. How much money does he have left? So what do you think we're going to start with? 75, right? So write 75 down and put a box around it. That's where we're starting, and we want to get up to 100 cents. So I notice it's not at a 10, so I'm going to see if I can get it up to the next 10. What's the next 10 after 75? 80, right? So how could I get up to 80? How many do I add? 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, right? So we're going to add 5 up on the top. So this is what mine looks like. Maybe yours would look like this as well. And now we're going to skip count by tens to get us up to 100. So make yourself another arrow, and we're going to say 80, 90, 100. 2 tens, and that would be 20, right? So we're going to say plus 20 gets us to 100. And then at the top, circle what you added. Okay, so mine looks like this because we had added 20 and 5, and that together gets me 25 cents. Nice work. Let's go on to the next page, page 208. 208 says, the notepad Elise wants costs $1. She has 4 dimes and 3 nickels. How much more money does she need to buy the notepad? Okay, that's a lot, isn't it? Now, before anything, let's figure out how much money she has. So it said she has 4 dimes. So in your mind, think, how much is 4 dimes? Dimes are 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So I'm going to write 40 down, plus 3 nickels. Now nickels are how many cents? 5. So 3 of those, 5, 10, 15. So let's figure out how much money she has first. 40 plus 15, what does that equal? Well, 4 plus 1 is 5. 0 plus 5 is 5, right? So we're at 55 cents. And we need to figure out how much more money does she need to get to $1. So we're going to start at 55, put a little box around it, and we're going to do the arrow way, okay? So make yourself a little arrow, and then you want to think, what is the next 10? So after the 50s, it's what? 60, right? So how many did I add to get to 60? 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 5, right? So a lot of you would already be able to do that without even counting on like that. But if you still need to do that, that's okay too. Okay, now we're going to make ourselves another arrow just like this. And we're going to skip count by tens to get us to 100. So we're at 60, so we'd say 70, 80, 90, 100. 4 tens, which is 40, right? And that would get us to 100 cents. And then go up to the top and circle what you added together. So I have 40 plus 5, and that equals 45 cents. Did you guys get that too? Great job. All right, number 5 says Dane saved 26 cents on Friday and 35 cents on Monday. How much more money will he need to save for $1? So first, before we figure that out, why don't we see what he saved on Friday and on Monday, okay? So for this one, I'm going to make myself a little T-chart. So I'm going to say 26 cents plus 35 cents. All right, remember, your T-chart just helps you so that you have everything in order, okay? And so that I don't forget, I'm just going to bring my cent sign down here right away, okay? So I see I have 6 plus 5. What does that equal? 11, right? So I'm going to put a 1 down at the bottom. And my other one is going to go right over here into the tens. Okay, then I'm going to add up my tens. I'm going to say 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have 61 cents, and I need to get up to $1, right? So now let's do a little bit of the arrow way. So we're going to say 61, and we're going to put a little box around it. Okay, now I need to get up to the next 10. So what is the next 10 after 60? 70. And how many do I have to do to get to 70? 9, right? 61 plus 9 gets me to 70. So far it goes like this. And now I can skip count by tens to get to 100. So I'm at 70. I'm going to make myself another arrow. I'm going to say 80, 90, 100. 3 tens, which is 10, 20, 30. And that gets me to 100 cents. I'm going to circle on top of my arrows to see what I added together. And I can see here I did 30 and 9. So how many cents do I need more? 39, right? 39 cents is my answer. Great job. All right, let's go on to sorry, my screensaver started to go on there, to number 6. Number 6 says Daniel had exactly $1 in change. He lost 6 dimes and 3 pennies. Oh no. What coins might he have left? Okay, so this is a little multi-step problem. So it says he has $1 in change and he lost 6 dimes and 3 pennies. So we can actually still do this the arrow way. So put 100 on your piece of paper and put a box around it. Instead of adding with our arrows, we're actually going to subtract now. So make yourself a little arrow. And do you remember when it said he lost 6 dimes? 6 dimes, those are tens, right? So that's 60 cents. So we're going to say minus 60. Okay? And then we're just going to count back by tens. We're going to say 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. Okay? So I'm going to put 40 there. And then the other thing he lost was 3 pennies, right? So we're going to say pennies are 1, so we're going to say minus 3. Okay? Now, what is 40 minus 3? We'd say 39, 38, 37, right? So 37 is our answer, but that's not the answer to the question. It says, what coins might he have left? So how could we make 37 cents with coins? What do you think? I have one way that I'm thinking of. I like to always do dimes first because I like counting by 10. So I would say to get to 37 cents, I'd do 10, 20, 30, 3 dimes. You could do 7 cents for 7 pennies. You could even do 1 nickel and 2 pennies. This is what I would do. You can do another one. You could do 3 dimes and 7 pennies. You could do a quarter, a nickel and some pennies. You can do a lot of different combinations. Anything that would equal 37 cents. Okay? Awesome work. All right, now we're going to skip page 209 and we're going to go to page 211. Page 211 says Dante had some money in a jar. He put 8 nickels into the jar. Now he has 100 cents. How much money was in the jar first? Okay, so for this one, I would suggest drawing yourself a little picture and really thinking about those 8 nickels and how much they cost, okay? So, really, if you have 100 cents and you take away those 8 nickels, you have to figure out what is 100 cents minus 8 nickels, okay? Now, remember, you can always check out the answers if you are curious about what the answers are. You can always check. I have all of the answers up on Schoology, okay? We'll see you tomorrow for some more math.